Good morning, everybody. It's I'm back on Monday. You've had Stuart, I think, for the last couple of weeks, and I've been away traveling, as I will be again tomorrow, going to Newcastle. It's really fantastic to see lots of you joining the call. I hope you're having a great Monday morning. Now, let's get a few hellos or highs to make sure that you can hear me and see my PowerPoint presentation. So, just a few of you, if you can just type in, "Hey Nat, and how's the weather over where you are?" Because it's still cold here in Melbourne. All right. Now, also, guys, just while you're listening to me, I am broadcasting this live on Periscope. So if you ever wanted to join when I'm doing this, Stuart won't do it. But when I'm doing it, please feel free to watch the broadcast live so you can see my face and what I'm doing. And actually, at the moment, I'm just staring at the computer screen. Awesome. So, all right. No one's responding to me. So, Elaine or Lorraine, can you guys tell me that you're there and that you can hear me? Otherwise, I don't want to feel like yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. How do you use Periscope? Well, you just download, I don't know if you're on Twitter, Lorraine, but you download a Periscope application on your phone, and then you obviously follows people. So you would follow me. My name on there is just my full name without a space. So at Natasha Denman, and then you can also subscribe to when I'm actually broadcasting live. For example, last night when I was on the call with no, I wasn't on the call. I just felt like doing a scope. Yeah, we call them scopes. Lucy from Gosford, she got on the call and she said my phone binged and told me that you were scoping, so she got on live and watched it, and she might do the same this morning. By the way, I have a little bit of a cold, guys, so just bear with me. And if I sound a little bit nasally, but yeah, just wiping my nose at this end. All right, so yeah, so Periscope is connected to Twitter. It's a live broadcasting social media. People from all over the world can watch you do this live, just like they are right now on via my phone. So it's basically in selfie mode, and I'm speaking, and people can hear what I'm saying. So very cool little a little way to connect with people in a different format. All right, so briefly, as we always start on Monday mornings, is about welcoming our brand new members into the Ultimate Business Support Group. We're hitting close to 10,800 members, which is awesome. Want to crack that 11,000 now. And as always, I always give you little tips and tricks on how to best make the group work well for you. And one of the things that I always share is it's so important to focus on imparting something that people will get value from. So if you share something, how can that make another person's life a lot easier? It could be from your expertise, it could be from a moment that you've had and a realization and that you can share. And also, a big thing actually I want to talk about this morning with social media, also being interactive in the group, make sure that you are humanizing your interactions with people. So rather than just being always businessy and formal, even though our group is called Ultimate Business Support, how about sharing a little bit of your personal side? So that's why we've got Saturday Social Day. And I don't know if you remember, but on Saturday I posted a picture, a little collage of my children wrestling on the couch, and I was saying, it's WrestleMania over at our house, and that's what we're doing socially for this weekend. So in terms of social media, I always say people divide your posts in three different formats. You've got your value adding posts that they're sharing expertise, but they're not pitching, and those should be about 60% of the time. Then about 30% of the time, you should be humanizing your content and sharing a bit of you, because at the end of the day, it's you that people buy. So the famous saying, "People buy people," runs so true, especially if you're new in business. Most likely, your product and service still doesn't have the credibility and standing that it needs to. So therefore, you must become your best advertisement. And if you're not showing up the way people obviously would want to build that trust and intimacy with you, then they're less likely to buy from you. I met a girl recently who make she's created like a makeup brand, and she's a very sweet girl, and she's been doing really really well, where people have been taking on board her products, and certainly I was one of the people who purchased the product. And I said to her, it's not so much that you've got a fantastic product, which you sure well might have. I said, but it still really obviously hasn't been tested long term in the marketplace. But what you are really great at is having an amazing personality and coming across really approachable and friendly. And that is what people buy into, and that's why they want to help you by taking on your products. And I felt the same way. Like, I wanted to help her, pardon me, progress in her business. And so I purchased the products, which are great products anyway, but it was mostly because I knew her, and I had a personal interest in seeing her succeed. So think about how you humanize stuff around you, and not just on social media. I believe humanizing yourself in other offline situations where you can ask people about what they like doing in their spare time, or sharing a little bit about who you are. I think that also adds to the trust and intimacy building between us and fellow business owners. After all, also, you guys would have said, aside from the saying people buy from people, also friends buy from friends. So when you have turned up to an event, or you've turned up on a page time and time again, and your name is visible, and you are interacting and having conversations with people, eventually one day when you've seen someone so many times over and over, it totally feels like you're friends with them. And therefore, if you had a service that fulfilled their needs, of course you would be the same person, the person they would choose to go to as their first port of call. So I trust this has given you a little bit of an insight around how to use social media. And ask yourself the question: are my posts humanized? Do I share a little bit of myself? Sometimes people want to keep their a business life from their personal life completely separate, which is fine. You can have a couple of separate profiles on social media, where you have a really, really private one just for family and friends, and then you have one that you still humanize, but you have it purely for your business, and you would connect with people through there time and time again. So there's quite a few of you that have come on the call just as I've been introducing this and giving you a few tips. So what I'd like to know this morning, and hey, I can see Diana. I met her in Sydney the other day with Rob and Elaine, Elizabeth. I'm just seeing who's on the call, guys. Ruby, Lucy, are you watching? Antonia, are you watching via Periscope? I'm just curious because you two follow me on there. So I was just curious if you're watching via Periscope at the moment. And by the way, I don't have a clock anywhere around here, so I can't really time myself. Hang on, guys. Because I do have a meeting at 9:30, and I don't have anything in front of me. Tony's there. Hey, Tony. Or one of you guys, can you give me like a 2-minute warning when it's like 9:28, so I can wrap up the call, because I have no Periscope doesn't allow me to actually look at my clock on my phone and my computer, because I've got this big PowerPoint slide up. That computer clock is not there, and so I can't see. So Elizabeth said, "Okay, I'll give you a 2-minute warning." All right, thanks, Elizabeth, because I was just kind of going, "What the hell?" Oh, there's Lucy. Lucy's joining on Periscope as well. So for those of you that are not on Periscope, feel free to join next week. Good morning, Ruby. Ruby, nice to see you. And thank you, by the way, to all of you, not all of you, but most of you here on the call have purchased my soon to be released 2016 Ultimate Success Planner. and we're still in the design phase, and my designer has promised me it'll be ready by the end of August, 31st of August, and that will be going to print. So I'm hoping by mid-September we will have there. Adair's just joined on Periscope as well. Great to see her there. All right, send me some hearts via Periscope. All right, guys, here we go. All right, so excited about this diary and doing the courses you have planned. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. That's great to hear. So I'm opening up the floor for any questions, any specific topic that you guys want to discuss. To tell you the truth, I sat down in front of this computer 5 minutes before the call and actually said it on Periscope. I actually have not come with a topic under my belt. I was just going to see who's going to step up and bring us an awesome question that we can devour and go down the rabbit hole with that one. Okay, Lorraine says, we'll buy one, just want to see the layout. Yeah, the layout of the diary, I promise, is coming. As I said, I do have some layout. I just don't want, it's not the way it's not finalized, so it's not going to be like that. And I want some extra lines in it. So it will be before the 31st of August, as my designer said, it'll be done. So going back and forward with him, making sure. I'll just release probably the look of the inside of the diary, that week per view page, and probably a couple of other pages. So I'm not going to release the whole full layout, but it's going to be a pretty big diary. It's going to be at least those 160 pages. Lucy's driving. She can't write very much. Okay, that's okay. Awesome. Okay. Elizabeth says, thing is, we all need to use it and give you feedback. Yeah, that's right. But at the end of the day, I created this also primarily for me, number one, and if people wanted one, to have one. And I will take all the feedback, but perhaps in the first year, I will run it as I would, because that's how I've been using it, Elizabeth. The things that I'm putting into this planner, you guys, is things the way I have been using and rejigging the Kikki K diary. So the way I will design it is the way I primarily want to use it, not how it serves everyone else. Of course, then once as we bring out the first one, I will ask for feedback and what people are maybe adding on to it and what would be, good, great little things. But ultimately, the design was to satisfy my own style, if you like. Yeah, cool. All right, Ruby has got, Nat, I have a free Facebook page. That's not working for me. The feed doesn't reach many people. Well, I don't know if you guys are aware, and if you're not, many people are aware already, Ruby, but Facebook pages do not get much reaches at all. My Ultimate 48-Hour Author page has nearly 2,000 people there and hardly any reach. So it's only when you spend money to boost your posts that Facebook is going to give your Facebook page a large reach. What I would be saying is, or doing, and many people have moved across to this form of utilizing social media, is just like what we have on Facebook with the Ultimate Business Support Group having 10,800 members. It is groups that are getting a better traction for business owners, and I have seen many different groups pop up and either succeed or not succeed depending on the interactions on the page. But it's a more guaranteed way and a free way that you can get people to interact and have a community that you're building. Facebook fan pages, really in a free format, are totally dead. Do you have to have them? Yes, you do have to have them because they're your website on social media. However, do they get a reach and bring you business? I would say no, or very little at that. You'd be just wishing, hoping, and waiting if you were waiting for that to be one of your marketing strategies. Do you have to post on them regularly? Yes, you do, because again, when people find out about you and they go about stalking you, the first place they'll also go to is your Facebook fan page. So you still have to have them, you still have to post on them, but will they bring you business? Maybe if people have stalked you, met you, and then they've gone and looked at it and gotten value, that's the way you would get business. But from people purely seeing you through there and just because they're a liker, I don't think so. So that's what I would say. There's nothing you can do actually to even increase interaction because the algorithms are set up that way by Facebook. Cool. All right, so lots of questions now coming through, so I'm going to keep powering through those. All right, Chris, with service-based industry, should you get payment upfront or invoice 7 days from completion of work? Oh, Chris, absolutely payment. If not the full payment upfront, I would be getting a very significant deposit and definitely ahead of time payment. So, for example, for those of us that are coaches on the call, you'd get a deposit, and then or the deposit would be the first month of work that you do with people. So, say it's $1,000 a month, you get your $1,000 before your first session with the client. Definitely not from completion of work. With my Ultimate 48-Hour Author Retreats, we have a significant deposit of 10%, which at the level where the retreats are is $1,500. Well, actually, it should be $1,700 now, but I left it $1,500. A certain amount has to be paid by the time the retreat is run, because that covers all of our expenses. And then people are on a payment plan. So even in that case, where it's a really high-end service, we get a certain amount before. And I will not sit down on a prep session with someone that goes for 2 hours unless that $1,500 has been paid. I've been caught out a few times where people have said they'll pay and then they haven't. And to this day, also, I don't release any affiliate incentives until that person that referred to me has completed their retreat. Because what happens is, I've been caught out again on this a couple of times, is that I've paid out a referral incentive and the person has not followed through, and therefore I have ended up at a loss. So anyone that refers to me from my authors, because they become affiliates, they will get rewarded for their referral once their referral completes their retreat. So absolutely get payments up front before you do any work, because you don't want to be chasing money, and also it's very hard to get money off people. Even if you feel you wouldn't even, I don't even recommend following a legal path. You just take it as a lesson, and you do it differently next time. And those that are serious and they're committed, they won't have an issue with paying for the work before you start. Okay. You say things so diplomatically, by Lorraine. I don't know what that referred to. Ah, okay. I think maybe that referred to about the planner. Diplomatically, was that handled well? Huh? That's good. All right. Ruby says we'll have to upgrade and start paying for it so it reaches wider audience. I'm also thinking of writing blogs. Where should I start? Blogs would probably be a great place that I would start. Um, in terms of paying for advertising on Facebook or boosting posts, Ruby, I would talk to a Facebook expert. Like, we work with a Facebook ads guy, and I know when we're at the retreat, Stuart boosts a couple of posts because we're at retreat. But I would connect with someone, because I don't want you to be wasting marketing dollars on something that perhaps, yes, it'll reach more people, but will it have the outcome that you're after? If I was going to spend money on Facebook, which I do all the time at the moment, I don't know how many of you guys see my ads, but our ads are on full time, all year round, like they don't stop. So, however, those ads have a call to action. It's either to opt in for my free ebook, a version of my book, or it is to come to an event. And usually it goes in a sequence of get the free book, which builds my database, and secondly, it goes that they get an invite to an event. So when I am spending Facebook dollars paying for Facebook advertising, which actually comes from my fan page, there's also a very targeted call to action, so that my fan page also grows in likes, because people then go back to it. And also I build my database, and thirdly, I get people to an event. So there's a three-pronged approach. For the dollars that I'm spending, I'm getting more likes, building a database, and also getting people bums and seats into events. So if you were, for example, to boost just a post that is that is just a standard post. Yes, it may Oh, here I've got a sorry, I just had a message come up. Rosalind, if you on Periscope, sorry, if you want to chat to me, because I don't normally look at my phone while I'm doing this, pop that question into the GoToWebinar software, unless you're only on Periscope. So I'm not sure where you've gone from one to the other, or you're there on both. But I think you just asked that question about SEO, which I'll talk about very, very soon. I'm going to be coughing all day now, because when you talk and you have a cold, that's what happens. All right, I trust that has helped Ruby. Oh, okay. And Adair is on your Periscope. Okay. I'll try to look out for comments on there, but if my the sound of no sound, but at least I see you gorgeous face. Okay. What I was gonna say, if I can't catch the comments on Periscope, it's because I'm looking at the comments on GoToMeeting. It's kind of like they're on two sides. All right. Lorraine says, like the Baby Boomer Business Owners Group. Yeah, Lorraine's got a very good Facebook group as well, guys. So not a fan page, and she's utilizing that really nicely. And her group is called Baby Boomer Business Owners. So if you're one of them, go and join that one as well. How do you promote a new group? All right. So, oh gosh, there's a lot of comments here. See, I told you guys I didn't come prepared with any particular topic, but we've obviously gone down the track of Facebook fan pages and groups. It always happens. There always is going to be a topic. All right. So Chelsea has asked, how do you promote a new group? First of all, you start promoting it, obviously, and telling your closest friends and associates that you're starting it, and if they would like to be part of it. So that's how I would start it off. But more so, you encourage people once they join the group to connect with each other. And also I've been known to run some competitions in the early days of my group, where I used to give away a free copy of my book for every 100 people that were added into it. So the members of the group would have family and friends and associates that would benefit from the group. I would say, well, whoever you think would benefit, add them into the group, and for however many people you have added, and I'll give you an entry into the book draw. So after every 100 people added, I would then do a video draw of who won that particular book. And so that worked really well. We did it about 4 times. So that's the first thing that got our group to 1,000 people. And once it gets going, a group tends to be promoted also by Facebook. So Facebook tends to recommend groups that have really good interactions and engagement. So there's a lot of other tips and tricks, Chelsea, but those were my core ones, telling my initial group of people that I would put them in. Then secondly, obviously being there and engaging and asking questions, and having a few people also, prompting them to post on there, so it didn't look like I was posting all of the time. And then obviously running some competitions, and then it just got a life on its own. And once we had core people always posting, it didn't just look like I was. So it's been now 2.5 years since we've started that group, and it's still going really strong. And we always do things to keep it fresh. Like these coffee chats only started about 8 weeks ago, and they've had really great reviews, and people keep coming back for them because they're enjoying them. So that's how it happens. All right, Ruby said, thank you. Okay, Chris has said, yep, I've had my first late payment with excuses. When that comes up also, Chris, I would work out a way you can work with the person, even if it's like $50 a week or a fortnight, even if you reduce their repayments right down so that you can actually at the end of the day collect the money that is owed to you. I would do that as well. I always look for a way to solve it the most amicable way, and that will make everyone happy, rather than saying, no, you have to do it this way and there's only one way, or we're not working together. Okay, you don't want to get to a point where you've had a fight with someone. All right, Elizabeth, also tracking whether the money has come in or not is a pain. You need people to pay when you ask them for or it creates work. Yeah, that's correct. And you do need to check if payments have hit your account, because a few times what's happened with me is that the wrong account number was entered, therefore the money bounced back to them. And so you got to follow that up and actually get people to send you a screenshot. Nowadays, we all do screenshots of having paid you, so as proof before you start working with them. You're welcome, Chris, Lorraine. There are just some people who give you the shits. I think you're talking about payments. I get payment at the commencement of every counselling session. So that's Elizabeth, and that's what you would do. How do you find a social media expert? Wow. I kind of met mine randomly. And there is good ones and not so good ones out there, Elizabeth. So I would actually be speaking to people. I would be asking people who have been working with one, who that person is. Are they happy? What sort of results have they got for other people? Could you talk to other people that they've helped? And also making sure that the industry they also operate or help people with is similar to yours. I think that's so important, because social media could work really well for an expert in one industry, and then they may have no idea for another one. Another thing you guys must remember is that you need to give social media advertising a good 2-3 months of testing, measuring, adjusting, because until that person finds your I guess hotspots of what people are really responding to, they need time, and they need to collect data. And as we know in marketing, everything's testing and measuring. I know people who've tried advertising for 2 or 3 weeks, or even a month, 6 weeks, and they haven't gotten very far. And it's not because that person is crap or they're not doing a great job. It's just that they need to do more testing and get to know your business better, as well as work out what your people really, really want. And to tell you the truth, when I started it was very slow to get go. Then it got going. Then it had a dip again, and then it picked up again. So now we're on a pretty steady going. So yeah, Lucy says, do you use lead pages? May I have this tool? Yeah, we used to use lead pages. We've actually moved across to ClickFunnels, and that's what we use at the moment, Lucy. So yeah, lead pages is also fantastic, and it was the very first one that was very, very popular. But ClickFunnels seems to be doing really, really well at the moment as well. Thanks for the love hearts. Cool. Okay, so I might have dropped out once, so but I guess I'm back again. Elaine says, how often would you blog? Every week, fortnight, or monthly? Look, weekly would be fantastic. Fortnightly would be really good as well. Monthly might be just a bit too far in between. So once a fortnight, and if possible once a week, that would actually be where I would go with blogging, Elaine. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, I was back again. Thanks from Ruby. I love the competition idea from Chelsea. And you can do it different things as well. It doesn't have to be just a book, of course. You could go quite I've been getting buzz 9:27. Okay, good. All right. Well, guys, I think it must be nearly 9:30. Let me check on my computer here. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, it's 9:29. So briefly, just a quick wrap up. Sorry, I can't do the rest of the comments. So you guys have been great today. Upcoming events. All right, here we go. Upcoming events is doing a Australia tour of the Ultimate 48-Hour Author Blueprint for Business Success. So I'm going to sit Melbourne 30th of September, Adelaide 27th of September, Perth 26th of September. I'm just going to put this link into our chat box. Hang on a second. And you guys, if you want to read info on that event, just go to that link that I have just put on there. Then we've got this Wednesday, the Australia's largest networking event. Stuart's hosting that in Port Melbourne. I'll put this little link for you in there as well. But also via that website, you can attend the one in your city if you want to. So in the chat box, I have put some things over there. And I'm just having a look here. And the last thing that I'm going to say, the last thing is, yes, that there is one last lucky spot still up for grabs for our VIP marketing day, which is going to be at our new house. Only 11 sleeps to go, and we'll be moving in there and setting it all up. So if you're interested in that, just send me a Facebook message. It's a whole day of planning. You get this calendar from Officeworks, which is your 2015 calendar whiteboard, as well as lunch and everything. Elaine from Perth's coming down all the way from there to attend this day. I've got a person from Brisbane coming as well. But it'll be fun. It's $4.97. And it'll be a full day at our place with me and Stuart planning out your whole 2016. All right, it's been great. I got to get on. I'm prepping another author for the November retreat from Hobart. Wendy's waiting on the other program. So I hope you've had a great morning with me. Have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you next Monday.